Hey people, it's the Broken Puppet, and this is how to draw an old school Native American girl from view. Enjoy. Right people, how to draw a Native American girl from view. And we've done the side view one, this one's going to be, like I just said, in the front view. So start off, the circle, bring it down a touch. Make this slightly egg shape towards the bottom. By egg shape I mean just make this a bit more pointy and the top a bit more round. From the top, just bring in a very long oval shape and just keep doing half oval shapes, curving around like so until they're facing down. Do the same side, and if you can, try to get roughly about the same number. Across the middle bit, just draw your line coming across like so. So just cutting into this circle shape, just across there. Line straight down the middle. Line curving across the middle. From roughly about here, just create a curve down like so. Same thing from the other side. Just give you a rough position for where this neck's going to be. Not going to go into too much detail on next, we'll sort of sort it out as we get towards it. But just put two lines across. I'm just going to create like a V-shaped diamond thing around it. They just sort of position her shoulders roughly. Now to start with, I'm going to go straight into the nose. Always a good point to start with the nose because you get that and you kind of center everything. Now where you got this center point here, you're going to bring two curves coming down to the side of that center line. Right. And once you get to about here, but just maybe just slightly under halfway between this, that's roughly where you want the tip of your nose to be. So starting from the side, just bring a nice curve like a sort of J shape. Same thing on the other side, and you want these going to the outside of these lines, not on the inside. Do that, then just do two little sixes, just curving, with the circle bit of 6 shading in black. Always a real easy way to do nostrils, just the number 6. Just going to reinforce those lines a little bit, not all the way from the bottom, just a little bit further up from the nose. I'm going to add more shape to that when we do the shading, as you'll see. Now where this line comes across, that's where your eye is going to be. Now because this is kind of old school, it's going to be fairly simple. We don't want it overly complicated, so just take away from that kind of feel we're going for. So start from, easiest way to work this out. If you cut off the nostrils, like so, that's roughly the starting point of where you want to start your eyes. At this angle it is, in a way. So start your curve outwards, and once you get here, before you touch this line again, curve it out. You want it to curve out just a little bit higher. Starting from here, curve down just a little bit under that line, and curve up into that. Above it, just bring in a nice curve oval shape, semicircle, just curving over the top. Same thing, just a little line just underneath. Then a little circle on the inside, and just corner off that little bit just there. Do the same thing on the other side. So just go there, curve underneath, connect it under this line. Nice oval shape over the top. Circle on the inside, line underneath. Now from the top of these eyes, I'm going to do the eyebrows. And now, depending on how you do the eyebrows, will really determine your expression. Now for this one, I want her to look a bit serene, a bit kind of sad almost. So I'm going to have the eyebrows coming across, down, and outwards, just a little bit. If you have them going just like across, it's going to make her look happy. If you have them starting low and going up, it's going to make her look angry. You know, the eyebrows are definitely a key figure to the expression. If the eyebrows are in the right place, whatever expression you're going for just won't be right. Now you got that. Just draw a little circle just underneath the nose, and that sort of point where you want your mouth to start. Now from there, just bring a line across, like so. You want this to come to roughly where the beginning of the pupil starts, That'll give you the rough length of your mouth. You can go shorter or wider if you want, but that's always, you can't really go wrong with that length. Now starting from here, have a little line like so. Curve it down a touch, up, little V in the middle, down, up, down. That's your centre line. And then just bring this up, come up. And because the face is kind of like, you know, angled upwards, you know, I want a nice big top lip. Because at this angle you're going to see more of the top lip. So yeah, so you got that V shape just around there, and then connect that back up to the sides. At the bottom, just bring in the line down, curve it a touch towards the middle, only a slight, very little bit low, don't go too dramatic, and then curve back out to the line. Underneath that, just a little semicircle bit for the chin, like so. And then you can strengthen that shape just underneath it a little bit. Don't go too crazy, we just strengthen a bit so we can see the shape roughly, so we know where to connect everything up. Now we got that. Gonna have the headdress on top. Now this line's going to come across here, and I'm going to have some hair coming underneath, so I'm going to have a little sort of curve shape just here, and one just next to it. Curve just there, one just next to it. Now across this line just here, I'm going to do like a red fade out, come underneath to give it like the war paint kind of look. Now this line coming across, I'm going to do that. Just bring out another little symmetric line next to it. Bring up, leave a little gap, and then do another one. Line, and a symmetric line. What I might do now is actually start in pinks so you can see this all more clearly. Now I'm going for old school, so I want the line work to be quite thick. So I'm just going to hit it with a Sharpie. Fresh black one, because that one's got a blunt a bit. I don't know how much pressure people normally use with Sharpies, but I use quite a bit of pressure sometimes, and the tips can go a bit blunt. So after a while the line will become thicker. But it does let you want to switch to a new one. So I'm just going to curve in my lines. Like so. Bring in those lines. Up, down, up, down. Little dip there. Like so. And the eyebrow. So yeah, it's going to bring in this headdress shape. So I want this, it's going from here out, around, up and around. Two terrible lines there. Take your time with these, I'm literally just kind of rushing mine. Hair curve, hair curve, hair curve, hair curve. Now to the side of these, I'm just going to do 2 big oval shapes. You often sometimes get this on a headdress, it's like the bit that kind of connects it where it all ties in. And you get like the bows and banner bits. Right, so now we got that. Just going to bring in repeated semicircles. This bit's all about bringing up patterns, you know, because it's old school, we're not looking for realistic, we're just looking for the pattern work to make it look really cool. So we're going to go for that. And then I'm going to have just repeating rectangular curve. Now you can just do a line and do lines down there, but I like to make them look like they are slightly separate, so I have that little gap in between them. And they're going down. Like so. Just bring a little line at the top of each one. These ones all kind of slightly joint, so I can just bring a line across them. Like so. And then I'm going to bring in the feathers. Line up. Create like a teardrop. And just have this curving over and over until it gets to the bottom. Like so. I'm just going to keep doing that for all of these. You can change it to do different kind of patterns, but just whatever kind of pattern you use for it, I recommend carrying throughout the whole thing. Curve, 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 curve. Like I said for you, I kind of power through these designs for you guys, but take your time, you know, don't feel like you have to rush. If I was doing this sort of normally, I would take my time. I'd probably spend a couple of hours on it. I think I made this to last forever. Like so. I'm just going to reinforce that jawline. Like so. Just a bit of neck just there. Hair curve. Hair curve out. Hair curve around the outside. Now in between each hair curve, like what I normally do, it's just going to repeat the hairline. So just following that same shape over and over. So you've got hair. Now this necklace thing. So just do the 2 lines across, and I'll just repeat 2 lines just coming across in segments. Little line just going on the back, like so. Bring this line across like here. Just bring in a few little pattern bits. I'm just going to do P shape. Triangular pattern, just like zigzagging through it. Semicircles. And just off the edge, the flare that you often get in Native American clothing. So I'm just literally just doing straight lines. Like so. Once you've done that, get your rubber. Just rub out all that pencil work. Get ready for some shading. Now you know me, I tend to use my markers. You can use pencils, paints, you know, anything you guys want. You know, don't feel like you have to use one specific type of medium. So start with my grey actually, my dark grey. On this nose bit, just go over those nostrils, bump up a little bit in that centre, come across and just dip down a little bit at the bottom. And I'll just give the hint at the direction of the nose, because she is kind of like, you know, face up a little bit. Just bring in a shadow over the eye, starting roughly about here. Just bring it back and just join up from that line to the eyebrow. Gonna get my light grey now. Just gonna do a little line here. And remember that line I kind of went from the nostril to the corner of the eye? Just gonna sketch that in with a lighter shade. just to give the shape of the nose. And I've already got a black line underneath the eye, so now I'm just going to blend this out and I want this to kind of fade out. So I'm just going to put a little hint of darker grey and then my lighter grey. A little flick here, a little flick there, a little flick here, a little flick there. Just create a little light patch just on top of the eyes. Again, back to the dark grey. You can black it in or you can shade it in. Just going to shade this one in, I think. And now I'm going to flick in some black just here and there. So a little bit in that corner. Bit under that chin. A little bit on this neck. Now don't want too much on the neck because I'm going to show you how I'm going to shape the jaw. It's always one of two ways. You either sort of shave from the bottom or you shade the top to create a curve. Just get that curve there. Right, now what I'm going to do, this little line coming across here. Now when I get to this edge bit, I'm just going to leave a little faint line just there. Because it's going into the shadow, I don't want it to get lost in all the black. I don't want just a big clump of black on the sides. Just go over just to the tip of it, the lighter grey. Like so. I'm just going to do a flick out just on the side bit here, just to create those cheekbones. And I only want a hint of them because like I said, this is old school, not realistic. A little bit flicking just from the sides. Now I'm just going to shade in the hair. What I normally do, just go one side black, the other side just a little bit of black, leave like a gap in the middle. I'm just going to create a highlight with the shades. Like so, like so, like so. Yeah. I always do it with the shape of the hair. So if it's going this way, I'll do the sides coming in. Think of it as like a rainbow, and your shadows are coming from the sides of the rainbow. So if you've got it curving this way, the shadow comes from here, but the shadow, it just looks really weird if you do it the other way. And just come over those light shades and just blend it out. So you can basically see you just got a little hint of highlight just in the hair. It just really helps give it a structure that I'm looking for. Going with dark grey. Just going to leave a little highlight just in the corner of the eyes. Little blab, the black just in the centre. And what I'm going to do now is just get my Sharpie. I'm just going to put some eyelash bits. Real simple, just little flicks around the eye. This one I'm just doing on top of the eye. You know, A lot of time you do get on the bottom as well, but for this, I'm just doing the top. Just going to put a bit of grey just coming in from this centre part. Take that out. And then the feathers. I'm going to have black coming out the centre, sticking it up a little bit at the bottom, and then just blending that out. Do these ones for now, then come do the other ones. Just do that, bring in that darker grey. With a pencil you just shade out, water paints, just blend it out with the water. And the edge. Just doing the same for these last couple of leaves, feathers rather. Don't forget to fill in those little corner bits if it overlaps in those little gaps in the little rectangle parts. Shed. And what I'm going to do, just flicking a little bit of black just from his shoulders down. Nothing crazy, just like a little flick. Often with like old school, it's just giving that little hint of like 3D-ness, that little just twist. It's just to show turn, pretty much, that's it. Just bring a little bit of shade in these bits. Now we've done that, we're ready for some colour. Now first off, we're going to bring in this rig curve. Bridge up on the nose. Go back down. Like so. Now what I'm going to do, if I can find it, I normally recommend colour to colour, but in this kind of one where it's colour to fade, always handy trick. With the markers, like brush markers, trim markers, flex markers, copper markers, you get blenders. Get the blender, hold the blender to the tip of your pen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you start, it'll be transparent, and then the colour will start. And now by doing that, when this bit here dries, it'll go see-through, just like normal. It's only because this bit here is wet. This is actually no colour just here. It's an easy way of getting a blend straight out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always important to hold the pen in this direction as well. You hold it the other way, just going to go into that one. So we get a nice kind of fade just coming off of that. I'm just going to put another red line just coming around the top. You kind of like the look of this. Like so. Now you can put a red on like the lips if you want. You know, with like Native Americans I don't tend to do that. With other stuff I tend to. Like if I'm doing like a old school woman, you know, like sort of like, you know, classic Americano style, then I will. But on this kind of Native American type, I just don't think it quite works. You can do if you want to experiment. I'm just colouring all the tips of the feathers in red. Trick old school is one, actually don't want to use too many colours. And you want it to be like, you know, like mainly primary. You know, with the occasional bit like caramel, like skin tone sort of thing you can use. But reds, greens, blues, you know, like oranges, like, you know, just like the basic bold colours, you know, nothing really in between. So I'm going to pick off certain little colours to colour in red now. I'm going to do 3 bits here. And maybe semicircular, but it's just there. That'll do me for the red, I think. Now come in with the blue. If you're using normal white paper, a lot of these markers will come out more stronger colour. I quite like it on there because it kind of dulls down the colours and gives like a nice kind of vintage feel. And that's the main reason why I use this paper quite often. You know, it's just basic tan paper, craft paper. You can pretty much get anywhere. Go on Amazon, just type in craft paper. Try it with a K if you're having trouble finding it. You know, but yeah, it's great paper. Okay, this green would normally come out that green, but on here it comes out a nice grassy green. If you want bold colours, you know, use your like Prismacolor pencils, or you know, other kind of like more like, you know, acrylic kind of paints you can get a good sort of feel for. Green in there. You always want your colours to carry through more than just one location as well. I've done green at the bottom, so I want to have a little bit of green just here. Orange and yellow is going to come out more kind of caramelly rather. So if we do this, it just gives like a nice golden tone when doing this. I'm just flicking in the orange from the sides here. Do the same on the bottom bit, but I'll do that in a sec. And I'm just going to come in with a yellow and flick this out. Join up. Just going to do the same on these bits here. Orange on the outside, flicking in, going into yellow. Now I'm going to get my brown. If you can't decide what colours to go for, just Google Native American imagery. So see the kind of colours they used. You know. So I feel like you have to stick to them. But yeah, if you just kind of get lost on, like, you know, like you got a section like, oh, I don't know what to put here or there, just look it up. across. In there, so there's a little bit of pattern work in there. Goes with blue. And just a couple of last little bits of detail. I think I'm going to do is just some red circles. Just coming through there. And if I can find my black. Little black just dot in the centre. Like so. One final bit, just literally just like a little shade just there on the bottom of the eyelids. Just gives that little shadow in the eyes. But yeah. Other things you can do, like you've seen me do a few times, which I'll probably do on this one. Just show tennis, something like that is done if you want to leave it like that. You know, or you can do the usual one, like I said, like add colour around the outside. You can do sunbursts, you can do little flowers, you can do clouds, water waves, you know, just random leaves here and there. So much stuff you can do. This is literally just an orange line all the way around the outer edge. Now, the general purpose of this is just going to give it like a poster feel. It sort of separates it from the paper, you know, which can be pretty cool. You can do this in black, but I only recommend doing this in black if you've done like near traditional and you've like used different line weights, like some thinner lines and thicker lines. Because I'm doing this old school and I've done this all in the same size pen, I wouldn't recommend it, because it'll just look out of place. When there's a couple of different line thicknesses, as I call line weights, then it can look really good in black. Which you've probably seen, if you've known my work, you've probably seen a few times when I've used like the thicker outline to just really bold it out. Almost there now. Yeah, let's do this quick way. Do. And just a little hint of brown, just in those eyes. But there you have it. That's how to draw a Native American girl front view. I hope you helped. I hope it helped. I hope you liked it. Click like, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada. You guys know the usual work. I am the Broken Puppet, and I will see you next time. Peace out.